Okay, I'm Kelsey Klaus, and I'm from originally Washington, Illinois, and I work for Process Displays.
And then I'm Joey Klaus, originally from Washington as well, and work for Tesla.
I'm an account manager, and I run different programs with clients that are in big box retail. So we do like signage and displays, tables, fixtures, the overhead signage. When you walk into a retail store and you see that big sign hanging above your head, or the little signs that tell you what the prices are, we do all different sorts of that material, and then the fixturing that product goes on.
And then I work for service supply chain, so essentially making sure service centers all around the world are getting parts when they need them as quickly as possible to service customers.
The headquarters for Process Displays is in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And then Tesla is in Fremont, California.
A long journey. We both went to school in Chicago, and right out of college I started as a manager for a Target store. And I really enjoyed retail, and I really liked running the store and just kind of learning all about each part of the retail experience, and ended up moving to Florida because we realized we could live on the beach and do what we were doing. And we moved out to Destin, and I actually took over a Saks Fifth Avenue store and was the visual merchandising manager for a Saks Fifth Avenue. And then we had our first child in Florida, and becoming parents, we just realized that we didn't want to work every weekend and every holiday, so we decided to look at another opportunity. Joey was still with Target.
I was working for Target as a store manager as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved from Florida up to Minneapolis. I started working at the Target headquarters up there.
And that's when I wanted to get out of the store, so I went and worked for Process Displays. They were still tied with retail, doing these displays and packaging and all different parts of it. So it was a good transition for me to kind of use my background and move forward with that out of stores.
And then PD moved you.
Yeah, so I moved with Process Displays to work with my client in California. So we moved to California for about a year, and that's
I
where
left Target and got a job at Tesla working in headquarters, and we realized very quickly that it just, living out there wasn't for us with, 2 kids, real estate super expensive. Fortunately, we were able to move back to Minneapolis. Her stay with the company, I was able to start working remote for Tesla. And we were there for 3 years again in Minneapolis, in a suburb, and then just decided really at the start of COVID that, with 2 kids and everything going on, being close to family is super valuable, and decided to move back to Morton now, since we were both able to work remote.
Yeah,
it's been great.
Yeah, we were just kind of feeling that it was time, and we wanted to be by family and have our kids grow up just somewhere that we felt really confident and comfortable in. So that kind of brought us back to the area. Yeah, I think for us it was a lot about schools. It was neighborhoods and just proximity to other restaurants and things. In Minneapolis and in California, we had a lot of really great restaurants around us and coffee shops, so we wanted to still be around things and still have really great schools. So we found kind of all of that where we are now. But we also were partial to, you know, Washington and like kind of the surrounding area because that's where we both grew up. But yeah. I think, I mean, for me, I really wanted to like go to the big city, get out of Washington and move out. And it's funny how you come full circle and really appreciate that now. But I went and studied business with a double major in apparel merchandising.
Yeah, and then I studied business administration at Robert Morris University in downtown Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you both do Robert Morris, or was it?
I went to Dominican University.
Okay. Very cool. And were you guys together when you left, or did you? Okay.
Yeah, we're high school sweethearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, I think, so far, because, you know, COVID, a lot of things aren't open, not doing a whole lot. So, I mean, right now, I don't, you know, aside from, you know, things not being open, there's not a lot that we're missing. I mean, I think that we're ready to be able to go up and spend a weekend in the city, you know, go up to Chicago, but yeah, I don't necessarily.
Yeah, I think
can't
the
pinpoint
proximity
anything.
is so good,
Yeah.
being like 2.5, 3 hours away from anything you could want. It's right there. So I don't feel like we're missing that. And like we have our favorite bakery, we're big foodies, so we have found a lot of good places for that. And we have, you know, our Target and things that we like to go shop at. So I think eventually it'll be like, you know, I used to be a part of a big running group, finding that here, finding kind of our different groups of people that, you know, to just kind of get together with and do some of
we
our.
We still have friends here from high school that we haven't seen most of them yet, just because of everything going on. So
Our favorite bakery
Ardor
is right downtown.
It is delicious.
It's
delicious
so
bread.
good.
Their sandwiches are really good.
Okay.
I mean, our like hometown classics are Monocles and Avantis and Mike's. Like we love like the normal, you know, Peoria food that we just like crave.
We could get twice when we came back for a long weekend whenever we were here.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there's some really like the Forge and 430 Scones is a coffee place in Morton that we go to almost daily.
Delicious coffee, great scones.
Yeah, a lot of good places. We have not regretted our decision at all. We really weighed things like, for us, it was schools. The schools are fantastic. They're better than where we were at in Minneapolis, which had really good schools. The other is house, you know, like home prices and square footage for what you get for that and how nice it is and how the neighborhoods and the people were so great, and just safety for the kids and really great, nice neighbors. Like it all comes together, and still being able to get around so easily, everything's still available.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting how 5 years ago we would have never considered coming back home, but it definitely has been a great experience. There's really not, I mean, yes, you're further away from a big city, but you're still pretty close. There's not a lot of big differences in being here, and there's a lot of benefits just for everything that she said. So
cool.
No, I mean, I think, you know, we're fortunate to be able to, you know, both have an office, a dedicated office in the house, so that really helps. But no, I mean, there's nothing difficult about being here. Great internet connection, that's always important. But yeah, I think that dedicated space really helps with that. You know, travel will probably start back up for both of us, you know, coming up in the next quarter or so, and that isn't going to be any more difficult than it was previously. So yeah, there's nothing really different whether you're, you know, talking about working remotely here or working remotely from you know, Fremont, California.
And it's a quick plane ride for me if I have to be back or, you know, go somewhere to meet with a client, I can, and it's simple to do. But it's been really seamless for us.
Yeah, I mean, everyone or my entire team is still working remote that used to be in the office. So, you know, they're eventually going to go back. Yeah, I don't really know exactly what direction the company's going to go, but I think most, especially out in kind of the Bay Area, a lot of the big companies are going more and more remote because of this. So I guess I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know for sure though.
Yeah, I think it just shows like it's opening some possibilities, and just the fact that we can do a lot of our work remote is really nice.
Yeah, I mean, waking up early and going and getting a delicious breakfast sandwich at our door, coffee at 4:30 scones.
Maybe a walk.
Yeah, a walk, spending some time with with the family.
Going
with
to
the
the
kids,
park.
Going to the park. And then, yeah, I mean, when everything's open, babysitter for the kids, and, you know, going to one of the nice restaurants, one of the new brew pubs, or, you know, different things that are down here that we haven't been to yet that look really cool. So
Yeah.
excited about that.
Cool. You too?
Sure. Yeah, I'd probably add in some antique stores.
Yeah.
The Midwest is great for antiques. Fantastic thrift stores. My favorite activity probably is that. I'm a big time runner. I run a lot. I have a Peloton bike that I ride all the time. Working out is definitely my outlet, but I also love to shop. I do love to like just antique kind of store hop and go to all the little places. Like the Square in Washington is adorable, has the best little shops. But yeah, I think those are probably my hobbies.
Yeah. I mean, don't have a ton of time for them anymore as we used to.
Hanging out with the kids.
But yeah, hanging out with the kids, but big cook. I love to cook, bake, you know, everything like that. Enjoy that a lot. It's a lot of fun. Then,
which is why I work out so much.
Yeah.
He's a really good cook.
I should start. And then I still, you know, I grew up gaming and still have a kind of core group of friends. We're all, you know, all over the U.S., but we still try to get online and play Xbox Live one night a week with each other.
That's awesome.